before we get started, I just want to take a quick note. No, not to talk about Anchor, but to talk about what's going on with this show. As you know, usually go to war with each other, make our predictions, and we'll still do that. However, there's an added wrinkle. Noted frenemy of the podcast, Boatin Blake, has joined on this year, challenged us in the most direct way possible. He's going to try to beat us with complete chance. He has introduced this sort of dice system where he's going to roll dice and make his picks based off those. It's really wild. And if you want the full uncut version of those, please check him out on Twitter at Boatin Blake. However, just to kind of put everything in as one unit, I've decided to splice in a couple of his picks just so everyone knows what's up. So if you hear the awkward bubble transition and then Blake, that's what's going on. None of us knew what was going to happen, but we felt like it needed to be in the pod. So without further ado, here's the Schooner Pod Week 1 picks. Hello and welcome to the Schooner Pod. We are back on this wonderful Week 1 to give our picks, because the picks have to be given, even though these are garbage football games. I don't know how to intro.
We don't want to do it, but we owe it to the fans.
I didn't want to do it. I felt I owed it to them. So just like Judge Smails, we're going to send you into this chamber of doom, and it's a chamber of doom. It's not specific chamber.
This is going to be the fun pod. If you listen to
this is the fun pod.
You football breakdown. That was the analytical pod. We got Bobby firing bullets to start this week going.
All right.
I'm just going to say, if the last one was the analytical pod, I don't know what this one is going to be.
That is the one where we're cosplaying as an actual college football podcast. This is the one where we get to have fun and get weird. So what better way to get weird than with the Louisiana Raging Cajuns at Iowa State? Yeah, that's right. Ames, Iowa. What a game. 0 fans will be in attendance. They won't play either. Zero fans will be in attendance.
0 fans will be participating in the Dr. Pepper halftime challenge.
All the fans will be way too drunk off of Busch Light to watch this game. It's 11 a.m. They can't even go to the games. So, Cajuns, Cyclones, this seems like a weird bit of a line. I feel like they're trying to get you to get Iowa State at 14 points with that 11.5. But we've seen kind of one of two options play out in these early college football games. Either the favored team looks really rusty and it's kind of a middle ground game, or just one team beats the absolute living everything out of the other team. I'm not sure how to feel about this. I'm going to go with Iowa State just because I really like, Brock Purdy. Really like the Cyclones this year.
He's still there.
He's still there. Yeah, I know. He's definitely one of the he's still there type of guys in college football. I think they pull this off close. I don't like this line at all. I would stay away from this game, but give me the Cyclones to cover the 11.5.
Yeah, I disagree. This is one of in my opinion, this is one of the more reasonable week 1 or first week of play lines that I've seen. This seems like a line that you would see, normally throughout the season. Normally you get those really ridiculous, like 40-something lines or spreads for the first week of play for teams. I like this line. I think that Iowa State at home by 2 touchdowns is, I'm not going to say the O word, but I think that's a really solid line. It's an early game. Iowa State is an early game team. I like this line, and I'm going Iowa State.
Jamison, who you got?
Here's the deal. Louisiana was a really solid football team last year. 11-3, won their bowl game. Their only losses were twice to Appalachian State and once to Mississippi State. They played really well, and I knew people that were Louisiana fans, and if it wasn't for their players getting suspended for their conference championship versus Appalachian State, they thought they could have won it. I don't know how many of those guys are returning. That's a problem. What I do know is Iowa State, they had a lot of senior leadership last year that was supposed to push them to the top that have left and they've graduated. And that's why this line is like this. But it's like you said, even though it's a good team that they're playing, I would have really hoped to see like an 18.5 just because they're playing Louisiana. But if you could, like you said, it's 11 a.m. Iowa State at home, first game of the season. You've got to kind of ride with the home teams for this first weekend of college football. With COVID and traveling, it's going to take the away team really, really out of whack. I would not be surprised if you bet the spread for the home team all the way down the line, you'd win money.
That's fair. I think that's very fair, especially because we're essentially only picking Big 12 school games except for one. So all home teams. Actually, still, either way, all home teams. So
without further ado, we're going to start with the ULL ISU game. That's a minus 11.5 spread. Let's see how this goes. Damn it. I just went on my analysis of why I like ULL, but I guess we are rolling with ISU this week. I don't like that pick at all. After seeing that UNI game early in the year last year, this team just plays up and down to their opponents, not consistent. Brock Purdy definitely is not the real deal. So I guess we are we're just rolling with ISU there.
Next up, we got the Arkansas State Red Wolves at the Kansas State Wildcats. Another weird line here. Arkansas State is 1-0. They've already played a game, so there's something to account for there. Man, this is a weird one. I really was impressed with how Arkansas State, made it a difficult game against Memphis. Obviously, I think Kansas State's a bit better than Memphis, maybe. I don't know, but we'll see.
They're definitely close for worst team in the Big 12.
Yeah, I definitely think they're in that weird zone. I really love their coach. Once again, cannot remember his name for the life of me, which I should have.
I really love him.
Bill Snyder.
Not Bill Snyder.
Not Bill Snyder.
No. North Dakota State Bill Snyder is a fantastic coach. Yeah. Thank you. I almost called him Max Kleiman. His name's Chris Kleiman. This is just
Max Kellerman.
Max, exactly. That's where I was going with. Look, I'm just going to say it right now. This is going to be my spicy take. Kansas State, this is a backdoor cover of the century. Somehow Arkansas State keeps this game within 10 and beats the spread against K-State. I don't like the line. Give me Arkansas State to cover the 10.5.
Oh, my goodness.
By a dog's hair. Jamison, what do you think?
I hate picking Kansas State. I hate it so much with every ounce of my body. I'm picking Arkansas State. Give it to me. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Let's
Matt
go.
Kellerman, the head coach of K-State's going to run him into the ground.
I'm going to go K-State. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, have you seen that guy on First Take? He has horrible takes. I don't know how he balances coaching and taking at the same time. I don't like it.
I'm just imagining him trying to cover up his fart on live television. Do you know what I'm talking about? He's
yeah.
They zoom in on him and he's just like in pain. He's really sweating bull. He does the cough trick just a little second off. It was unfortunate.
It was tough to see. It was tough to see. Oh, man.
Next is Arkansas State, Kansas State. Honestly, really like Arkansas State in this one. Kept it close with Memphis, who's kind of a really explosive team. So I just don't see K-State. They didn't get a good recruiting class this year. Really just doesn't have any stars. Just going to be a mid-table Big 12 team. So I really want Arkansas State here. Love some dogs. Yes, okay. Yes. So Arkansas State. What would that be? Plus 10.5 is the pick for that one. So, yay, some dogs on the board.
Man. So, next up, we got UTEP at Texas. 7 p.m. on, I guess some called LHN, never heard of it. UT favored by 42.5. Is that too big of a line? Ty, what do you think?
UT is going to win big, but 42.5 is so – this is what I was talking about with those first week of play for teams' lines. Like, this is just because like if Texas, I'm just gonna bitch for like 30 seconds. If Texas was playing UTEP like weeks like 7, I guess this line would not be this high. Look at Texas could be undefeated. UTEP could have not won a single game, and this line would still be lower. So I cannot like stand these ridiculous lines. OU always freaking has them. I mean, I'm gonna have to like. It's hard because like Utah, whatever UTEP is, I don't even Texas. I'm gonna go with give me Texas. Give me Tom Herman and lukewarm G2 bottles of Gatorade.
Oh.
I just have to go with Texas. I'm gonna do the.
I've removed Ty from doing the horns up there. He is in timeout. Jamison, what's your take on UTEP, Texas?
Give me double horns up. Let's go Texas.
Give me UTEP. I cannot let this stand on the podcast. I'm sick. I want to finish the rest of it by myself. Give me UTEP. Look, I can't kick them out for doing that and not go with UTEP. Give me the Miners. They're going to mine their way out of this hole and get a dub.
Get me back on right now. I cannot.
You learned your lesson. I just gave you a horrible, horrible joke. I wanted to make you suffer.
This is why we don't leave Bobby alone. Oh, okay. Oh, God.
This is why don't do horns up again. And I won't do something stupid like say they are going to mine out a victory.
I'll go horns sideways.
That's okay.
It's not up, but I'm picking them. I'm just kidding. Let's freaking go, Texas. Texas, okay. You got this one. This one's for you, Chris.
Oh, God.
Now we get to the favorites. We want the favorites here. No dogs. No dogs. Texas should crush UTEP. UTEP's just been horrible for as long as I can remember. This team's absolutely miserable. Like, Texas is going to beat them by at least 60. So please be the home. Please be the home. Ah, damn it. So I guess we're going with UTEP there. No. Oh, gosh dang it. UTEP's going to get throttled. Did not want that. Okay.
UAB at Miami. The Blazers taking a trip down to South Beach. Miami favored by 14. I'm going to say this. UAB is going to cover this spread. I do not believe in Miami one single bit. Last time we saw them, they got embarrassed in Shreveport by La Tech. I mean, they're a fraud, always have been a fraud. Give me the Blazers to come out hot and take out the Canes in game number 1. Or at least cover the spread. They're at least going to cover the spread. So I'm not calling it outright, but UAB is going to give it a fight. A team who several years some people said that they shouldn't have even existed, but hey, here we are. So, Jamison, your thoughts on UAB and Miami?
My God. Here's the deal. What I've been kind of looking at these spreads, I kind of alluded to earlier. If you're a home team, I'm kind of giving you the nod there. And also, I'm going to give the nod to people who have played a game already. UAB's played a game already. They won. But they're on the road. The drive to Miami is miserable. I don't care if they're in Birmingham. Going down to Miami is, I don't know. I guess the 24-hour drive from Oklahoma to Miami is just taking a toll on my body, and that I'll never. I have chronic arthritis in my neck from it now. Give me Miami. If your starting quarterback De'Aaron King beat out Tate Martell, he's got to be pretty good. So I think De'Aaron King coming out party is time. Give me Miami minus 14 horns up.
This is the new way to say you. Look, honestly, Cooper Cloud could beat out Tate Martell. Ty, your turn.
Let's go. I'm just excited to see Tathan's 3 snaps this season that he gets before he gets pulled and then forgotten about.
Y'all, have you seen Miami's mascot? He's horrifying. Not Miami. UAB's mascot just strikes the fear in the heart of everyone, even though he won't be there. he'll be in the hearts and souls of
Yeah,
all
but
those
Miami's
UAB players.
mascot is A-Rod.
Okay, that's enough about this game. I'm the only one out here supporting the Blazers. That's it.
Okay. We'll move on to the next one. Please, dear God. This is like my one lock of the week. I thought myself was UAB versus Miami. I love this UAB team. I think they have a chance to win the Conference USA this year. I think Miami is just overrated. People just expect them to be good. But I don't think Manny Diaz is the guy to do it there. So we really need a way. This is a Thursday night game, by the way. So this is for tomorrow. Please be away. Please be away. Please be away. Yes. Okay. So we got that away roll. So UAB plus 14 against Miami. So
let's move on to I'm not going to say the main event because it's not. Missouri State at OU.
Don't we save this one for last?
There's a bigger game. There's one bigger game. Way bigger game.
Ooh.
Missouri State at OU, 6 p.m. pay-per-view. OU is only favored by 40.5. I'm just going to get this out of the way. That's the lock of the century. OU is going to wipe the floor with Missouri State. Look, it's Bobby
not the lock
Petrino.
of the century.
I agree. I think it's the lock of the century.
Look, 40.5. How are we favored less than Texas over UTEP? That's nuts. That's nuts to me. I think Missouri State is not a great program. This line is only this low because of Bobby Petrino. Just because he has a name, he's garbage. Missouri State, also garbage. OU is going to run over these guys. 40 is a disrespectful line. Give me the Sooners to cover this one. Jamison, you seem to agree with me. What do you think?
Oh, it's going to be like well over it. What is that betting thing where it's like each point over, you get like exponentially more money? That would be great on this. I think, it's going to be like 62 to like 10 or like 62 to like 7. I think we're going to just score at will. There's going to be no match for our offensive line. We're going to have so many big plays. It's going to be unbelievable. And it's really going to test our defense to see how long can they keep the shutout. 40.5 is an embarrassment of a line. That is extremely easy. And actually the one line that I feel extremely confident with moving on. But I'll tell you my lock later this episode.
Okay. Intriguing. Ty, who do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I have OU. I think it's a lock. I don't think it's the lock of the century, but obviously I have OU. The only thing that has me apprehensive is Lincoln Riley's unwillingness to like fully embarrass teams. Like he'll pull our starters too early and then like let them score and like other stuff like that. He's not like heartless like you need to be. Especially I would say that this season, because of potential for it to end early, I think we should just run everyone into the ground, regardless of who they are. I'm talking 20 seconds left, we're up by 60, and we're throwing fades, trying to score again.
Play every snap like it's your last.
Yeah. So OU is a solid pick here. Definitely a lock, but it's not the lock of the century. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Okay, can I just go over the end of their last season and what they did? Their last game, they lost by 27, 51-24. They gave up 51 points to Indiana State. Larry Bird.
Didn't OU also lose by like 27 to our last game of the season?
Okay.
To one of the best teams of all. Get out of here! Get out of here! Don't make me remove you.
You got Bobby heated. Also, to start the season, if we want to say, how did Missouri State start the season last year? Did they do well? Let's take a gander. Northern Arizona beat them. Northern Arizona beat them by 14.
That's pretty bad. That's really bad.
So, yeah, I'm not quite confident that they're going to do much.
I'm not confident, but maybe this could provide some much needed momentum into their home with Central Arkansas, which is a thing.
Here, yeah, we all agree here. I know this is an OU podcast, but we're kind of beating the
So I guess next one is Missouri State OU. Another one really want the home. I do not want to play Missouri State. Oh God, OU's gonna kill this team. Please, dear God. Please, dear God. Oh, yes. Okay, OU minus 40.5. We will take that one.
Let's talk about the game of the week here. This is honestly this is my Super Bowl. Coastal Carolina at Kansas. Kansas after dark. 6 p.m. start time. Prime time on FS1. The Jayhawks are favored by 7. This is their chance to get revenge on the Chanticleers.
It's got a 9 p.m. start time.
Did I say 9 p.m.? I didn't say 9 p.m.?
No, you said 6, which is a 9 upside down.
It's a 9 p.m. It's after dark, Jayhawks. I'm hyped. I cannot express my excitement enough for this. Last year, I believe I had Kansas and I got burnt. Coastal Carolina beat them. I
forgot about that.
Is this the game that you got a free subscription to ESPN Plus to watch Kansas and then you forgot to cancel it?
I had half the season with ESPN Plus because it wasn't that. It was actually It was a game that Kansas lost in overtime. It was
was it the season before?
I keep saying Norfolk State, but it's
It wasn't Norfolk State.
It was
okay.
It had the end with the sword through it.
Nicholls State.
Nicholls State.
Nicholls, yes.
Nicholls State game. Kansas lost to like double overtime. Very much worth the 3 months of ESPN Plus, even though I didn't watch any of it after. So, Jamison, I know you're hype about this one. I'm going to let you get first crack at this. Do the Jayhawks get their sweet, delicious revenge over the Chanticleers?
After an absolutely brutally hurtful 12-7 loss to Coastal Carolina last year, Kansas is going to have a fire lit under them that they cannot. Give me Kansas -7. I'm just lost for words. I'm just looking at it, and I'm looking at the ESPN logo for Kansas. And do you notice it's only blue and there's no yellow and red in the Kansas logo?
It's like blue and white. It's really weird. I've noticed that myself.
And it's so weird. It's like it's a new beginning for the Kansas Jayhawks. This is going to be a special season, guys. Give me Kansas -7. This is going to be a great time. I'm really excited to see them in a bowl game at the end of the year.
Oh, well, I mean, everyone will be in a bowl.
I know.
So we need the Kansas-Arkansas Bowl. This is something we all need. The Kansas-Arkansas battle. It'll be incredible. Just play it at Grand Lake or something. In one of those little awkward little islands in the middle of the lake. I want it. Ty, do you share Jamison's same enthusiasm for Kansas getting revenge?
I just have to remind everyone, I too was hurt severely by KU last year when I took them to win at least 4 games. And in 2 of the games that we've mentioned, I was like, how are they going to lose? How are they going to lose to Nicholls? How are they going to lose to – and then they did. But year 2 with Les Miles, and I think that Kansas -7 is the absolute – there's never been a greater lock of the century than there is this one. This is absurd. This is I can't even describe. This is free money. It's free money. That's all it is. You put your money in and you get more money out. It's like the stock market. It only goes up. It only goes up. You cannot lose. Put all of your money into this game, lock of the century. By far. This right here, this is Bitcoin in 2014.
Okay.
That's what it is. I don't make the rules. I know I did. This is not the one I would have picked to be lock of the century, but it's lock of the century.
Look, this is just.
I'm not legally liable for anything you lose on this game. I just want to.
Look, this is just too perfect for Kansas. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Unless they send Snoop Dogg and his stripper poles out there to really turn the tide. I don't see it. Kansas. I feel like I've been burnt before. I'm upset. I'm sad. I just don't see it, y'all.
I would take Kansas -14. Write that down. Just for the blog.
That's for the blog. That's, by the way, we still write things, believe it or not. We still with words.
For everyone to remember. Kansas minus 14. I'm not putting money on it. You shouldn't either. That's for pride right there.
Yep, absolutely. I'm going to go with the Chanticleers here, just out of, I think, spite for one, at least to cover. I think this is a sloppy, gross game. I don't see any way it's anything flashy. Give me Coastal to cover the spread, and maybe even get the win against Kansas. I don't know. I'm just not giving it to the Jayhawks. Sorry.
So, okay, next one, Coastal Carolina. I'm fade Tiley here hard. Fade Tiley. I think if they still run the triple option, like they're definitely going to cover the spread if they still run that triple option attack. But if not, still like it. KU's not that good of a team. They just kind of brought Les Miles in for a fundraising man. Can't really coach anymore. So let's see. Please be away. Please be away. Please be away. Ah, damn it. Okay. Crap. Okay, we're with Tiley. KU -7. Oh my God. Hasn't gotten a single one of these locks right yet. So
I think that's all we have for our scheduled picks. However, we have, I believe, just kind of picks for, for fun, whatever y'all want to do, the free wild cards. So, Ty, do you have a wild card pick to go?
I do. It's pretty lame. I was just going to go with Clemson. They're playing Wake. It seems like a reasonable line, I think. And I think that Dabo has the fire in his heart and the realization that you might not get a whole season and you might be in a situation where you're having to claim, titles, we'll just say titles based off of victory margins. And I think that is something that they are very conscious of. And I think they're going to be all gas, no brakes. So I think that I just X'd out of it. Hang on.
33.
Yeah, I think that's solid. I know it's a Power 5 team that they're playing, but it's Purdue, Vandy, Wake Forest. They're all the same. Wake up, sheeple. But yeah, I think that Clemson is going to be on the gas and looking to make a statement as much as they can.
Good point. Jamison, who you got?
Okay, so I said it earlier, and I'm going to say it again. Home teams are going to have an advantage. Teams that played already are going to have an advantage. So I went into the short amount of teams that are playing this week. Could I find any teams that have already played this week and are at home and are an underdog against the spread? Well, what do you know? I have found one. Southern Alabama versus Tulane. Southern Alabama is an 8-point dog. Give me the super dog on that. And let's go to Tulane losing. Tulane just lost, I think it was Darnell Mooney was his name, their big-time wide receiver, to the draft this year. And, Michael Jones is going to have to come in and step up this year and play really, really well for it. I don't know if he's got it. But, yeah, give me Southern Alabama +8 versus Tulane.
I like it.
You know what helmets Tulane is wearing?
That is honestly that's making me nervous now.
That's an important thing. That's not an important thing.
Would this make you nervous if I told you that the Chanticleers were FPI predicted to win the game versus Kansas?
Would that make me nervous?
Yes.
Absolutely not. No, that helps. That helps your payout. But why would I be concerned about any of that stuff? Kansas -14.
I feel good still. I still feel good about my stuff.
We know the FPI is bullshit, right? Like it's.
I'm with you. I'm going KU -7. I'm just saying. Give me Southern Alabama though +8. I love it.
I really love that methodology there. I'm gonna have to agree, unless Tulane comes out in the really fancy, cool helmets, and then they have New Orleans voodoo. But
look, I cannot dispute helmet theory for sure. I'm a big believer in helmet theory. And if my lock of the week comes out in my favorite helmets, it's even more of a lock. But we don't need the helmets. Throw it all out. Strike up the banjos. Get those moonshines ready. Because it's time for my favorite segment. It's Talkin Yosef. Let's go. So, my lock of the week, Appalachian State. minus 17 against Charlotte. Look, I don't care if it's the Carolina Panthers from Charlotte. Yosef to cover that. Yosef is going fresh off a very successful season. You know, it just was one upset away from a bowl victory or a Power 5 bowl. Look, Yosef's going to win this one. Easy. It's going to be a roll. Give me Yosef and the Appalachian State Mountaineers to roll big over Charlotte.
Are you watching that game at 11 on Saturday, or are you watching Iowa State?
That's where the two screens come into effect.
Yeah,
you know?
okay.
Because you got to have Yosef on. I'll be rocking my yellow Yosef shirt for sure. Probably skipping on the moonshine that early, but you never know. So, anyways, that's all we have. Thank you so much for listening. It's always good doing picks, and looking forward to doing more of these. You know, maybe having guests on. You know, obviously a Boatin Blake appearance is imperative. I don't know what he's doing. He's been chirping us on Twitter this whole show, though. He just tweeted out big news dropping tomorrow afternoon about the captain's future plans with the Schooner blog Pick'em challenges here at B Howard OK at Jamison Maxwell.
Yeah, okay. Blake's back on his, for lack of a better term, bullshit, where he waits on our picks to be released and then he comes up with picks based off what he hears us say.
Hey, before we go,
he's a repeat offender. You know he's going to do it again.
Habitual line stepper.
Yeah, and I hate that the host this whole episode didn't bring up our current records for pick'ems. It's like something really embarrassing happened last week.
I don't hate that.
Okay. Look, Jamison was spot on with BYU being better. Jamison is 1-0. Me and Ty are an embarrassing 0-1. Here's the thing. It's still 0-1. It was a horrible loss. Navy got their ass kicked. But, you know, it's still one in the books.
No home field advantage.
It's still one in the books, man. That's the same. It's at the end of the day, it's 1-0, 0-1. That's okay. We hit it again this week. We'll just keep going. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Congrats on your big one win, Jamison.
Just wait till Texas comes in.
It's good to see you do something outside of Bowl Mania. It warms my heart. Anyways, for me, Jamison and Ty, this has been the Schooner Pod Pick'em. We'll see you next week when, honestly, we don't have any games to pick. It's a horrible slate. So maybe we'll
pick it anyways.
Screw it. We'll pick it anyways. We'll figure out something to pick. Marbles. I don't know. It's a weird season, folks. Strap in. This is the Schooner Pod. Thanks for listening. Boomer Sooner.
Let's go.
Half bad games. We got Houston, Memphis, Tulsa, OSU.